See if you can hear it. That's me moving it side to side. Like, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, or as always, if you're new here, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, I got a pretty good spread of parts here. And what I'm going to be doing is basically replacing the entire belt drive as far as like tensioners. I got this one. This is the main serpentine tensioner, AC tensioner, AC belt, serpentine belt. I believe that's my idler pulley. And then that up there, I'm just going to reground my alternator to the battery. That's just a little bit of preventative for just in case my alternator's not getting enough ground. It is a higher amp alternator. Figured I'd just throw that on there. That'll be real easy, but this is basically what I'm doing today. I'm gonna take you guys with me, and it shouldn't be too bad. Everything I've seen, it'll be pretty simple. Now I will say this is my serpentine belt. Now the serpentine belt that's on it, or the serpentine belt tensioner that's on it right now, is a 3 mounting bolt. This one is a 2. Everything I've read, this is a GM genuine part for this truck, so obviously it's gonna work. And from what I've seen is General Motors at some point maybe thought it was cheaper to just make one that went across all motors. So that's kind of what this is. This is like a newer one that fits all of them. So I'm assuming that's gonna be fine. We'll figure it out, but let's pop the hood on this thing and get started. Okay, so obviously my truck's lifted, so this will be a little bit tougher for me to get up over in here. Some of the videos I've seen, they take off like the intake, the fan, the shroud. I'm kind of trying to stay away from that. For one, because it was kind of a pain to get this intake on. I mean, it could have just been from where it was new, but I still really don't want to take it off. And the fan shroud, I've just never taken it off before. From what I've seen, it's just like 2 little bolts down here on the sides, and then just comes right off. Maybe a couple bolts in here. It's kind of what I'm feeling. But I'm going to try to avoid that. If you can see, the tensioner is right here. So I think if I just reach down in there, pull those bolts out, obviously take the belt off, that shouldn't be that bad. I've got everything still on. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a bolt right here. One right here, you can probably see that one. And if you go lower, there's one right here. So I'm going to take both those, take all 3 of those off, but first I got to get this belt loose. So all you're going to do is get a 15mm wrench or something, or they do make a tool that actually loosens the tension, but I figure why do that when you have a 15mm. So you'll just pull it and just slip it off. And as you see, I did that with one hand. The newer tensioner feels a little tighter, so I'm wondering if it's not a good thing I'm replacing this. Really, the main reason I'm replacing it is because I just went ahead and got new belts. So I figured might as well replace everything. So now I'll just get my 15mm socket. I'm pretty sure it's a 15mm socket. Try with the wrench first. Yeah, that'll be a 15mm as well. So old one's off, and if you notice, you've got 2 long bolts and 1 little bolt. The little bolt will go back in here in the bottom, and then the 2 big bolts obviously go back in your new tensioner. Now that is only if you get the 2 bolt. If you get the 3 bolt, obviously you'll reuse all 3. So right now I'll just snug this one back down, so that way just in case we get a 3 bolt in the future, that one's back where it needs to be. Alright, so that one's pretty snugged up. It's not going to bottom all the way out, just because it's meant to have that little spacer there. So just get it snug, don't push too hard, because this is the water pump housing, so you don't want to crack that. Just get it down enough where it's snug, and then you're good to go. So then we can start throwing on the other ones. New tensioner is in. Bolts are tight. I believe it's like 38 foot-pounds or something to torque to. I just got them nice snug in there. Use kind of the hand feel for torque. Let's go to, I think, the idler pulley, which that'll kind of be a real pain in the butt to get off, I feel like, with the shroud on, but I'll head over there, see what that looks like. I'm pretty sure that's a 15 as well, but I'll let you guys know when we get over there. Okay, got my old tensioner out. It actually feels pretty solid, or not tensioner, my idler pulley out. It actually feels pretty solid. Doesn't really feel loose, but like I said, I'm replacing everything else anyways. Don't know how long it's been on the truck, so might as well replace it with factory one right there. Now, I didn't really film that one, but it's super simple. You got the one bolt in the middle. You don't have to worry about holding anything solid because the bolt stays stationary while this spins around it. So you just get a 15 down in there. I use this ratchet. It's kind of a long guy. And then it comes out, just pull it off. Real easy. Actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So that's real good. And get this one. This new guy. And I don't know if you guys ever do this, but I always like to just size them. Make sure they're about the right size. Feel about right. So throw this new guy in. Probably won't film that one either, just because it's kind of the same thing and there's not really a lot of room to get a camera looking in there. So I'll go ahead and throw this on, and then the next one will be us up under the truck replacing the AC pulley. And after the AC pulley's done, then we'll get to slapping belts on. So I'll install this, and then we'll go up under the truck, get that AC pulley, slap the belts on, put that ground in, then we'll start her up, see if I did everything right. Alright guys, so new shiny idler pulley is on, tightened down, again, hand snug. Now, we're gonna go up under the truck. This is kind of the easy, I say easy part of this if you don't pull all the top part off. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I would probably go ahead and pull the top fan shroud and that intake, because it's a pain. Maybe not so much the idler pulley, but that belt tensioner. I'll say so far I'm like 30 minutes into it, and really I should probably only be like 10 minutes into it. But at the same time, I don't know. It just makes it a little bit easier, but then you have to put all that stuff back on. So I don't know. It's all up to you. I'll leave it up to you guys. But now we're gonna head up under here and get on a little creeper. Show you guys what we're doing over here. We're gonna take this panel off here to get to in there. Now if you have, I think this is just for like Z71 4x4 packages. I don't think you'll have these if you have like a 2-wheel drive or something. But it's just 4 15 millimeters. Actually 5 15 millimeters. Real easy. Especially if you have one of these guys. So, let's get up in here. And yes, excuse my mess. I need to, looks like, redo my oil pan gasket. She's leaking just a little bit, but I can worry about that later. Almost kind of looks like my power steering pump's leaking a little bit too. But again, not what this video is about. That right there, that little pulley, is what we're after. So the cool thing about these pulleys is, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a little square, get this belt out of the way. There's a little square in that pulley, and that's just a 3/8 inch ratchet end. So all you gotta do is get a ratchet, put it on there. Might need an extender, I don't know, but all you gotta do is put it on there, pull it back, and that loosens the tension. Ain't gotta worry about a tensioner tool or really anything else. So gonna get on there, release that tension, pull that belt off. I wonder if I can snag this bolt or this belt out of here while I'm in here, but get all that, pull that belt off, and then get to taking those out. If I'm right, that's also held on by two 15s. I don't know if you can see the one in there. There's one right behind this line, and then one right up on the other side up in here. So let's get to zipping those out real quick. Alright, and there's that. This belt, you see, it's pretty rough. It's kind of torn up on the sides a little bit too. I don't know if you can see all the kind of tear on it. So, it's kind of a good thing I'm replacing that one. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did pull out the serpentine belt. It actually didn't look too bad. But, I mean, it was showing a little bit of age, so it's probably just a good idea to go ahead and replace it. And now I'm going to check first to see if these are 15s, because I think they are. I think they're all 15s. Yep, that one's a 15 as well. And this one up here obviously should be, if I can find it, right there. Okay. So, new tensioner is in. Now let's get our belt and see about slinging it on here. So, I think what I'm going to do first is try to get the AC part on first. Make sure it's nice and centered. I believe it is. Alright, so that's that one. Now I feel like the real fun one's gonna be the serpentine belt. Got all the new tensioners, idler pulley on, ready to go. Now all I gotta do is put the new serpentine belt on. And then, like I was saying, this one, it's really not all that bad. Like, you can obviously see a little bit of cracking in there. I don't know if you can actually see that on camera. It's showing a little bit of age, but I mean, honestly, it's really not all that bad. But like I said, doing all this anyways, and I'm gonna replace it. I'm gonna get to throwing this belt on. Again, probably not gonna be able to show you guys too much, but you should. My truck's got 300,000 miles, so these are where you should see your belt routing. But doesn't look like, I think I can see mine a little bit right there, but you can also look online. I think that's probably what I'm gonna end up having to do. Look online, see how it goes. It's really not that bad to put it on, but normally you'll have it there on that sticker. Most cars have it, but again, this truck has 300,000 miles, over 300,000 miles now. So, and I mean, it's a 20-year-old truck now, so not all your stickers are gonna stay intact, but let me go ahead and throw that belt on. Alright guys, so I got the belt and everything back on. Didn't film it because my camera overheated. It is very hot out today. So the camera overheated, had to put it inside for a minute, let it cool down. And while I was doing that, I installed the belt. See, it's nice and shiny. It's all centered, real nice. I'm about to fire it up and make sure it's still doing good and everything, but first I'm going to ground my alternator to my battery, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do that right now. So I picked up a set of these, and if you notice, these look familiar. It's because it's the exact same ones I use for the terminals over on my second battery. And all this is going to do is this side's going to slide into the battery, get this side connection pushed in like it's supposed to be, and then it'll give us this extra terminal to put kind of whatever we want. Now I do have a pair, so I could put one on this side, but I'm just going to keep it until I decide to put something over there, and then I'll install that whenever, like I said, I decide to maybe add some power over there, because like I said, I have my sub hooked up to there, but it's integrated inside of that, so like still kind of looks pretty clean in factory. So I'm just going to leave that like it is, and then if I decide to put extra, like maybe like, which I'm not really planning on it, but maybe like some fog lights or something up top, maybe I'll install this other one onto the positive side, get power going there. But for right now, I just got my wire. I'm going to take this bolt out and get it to where it's kind of sandwiched between right here and here. I was thinking about doing it here, but then I was thinking maybe it'd throw the alignment of the alternator off, so I don't really want to put it back there. I think I'm going to put it up here. That way it's still touching the alternator and still sandwiched pretty good between there. And then obviously the other side just run to this new terminal on the battery. So then you get to installing that, and then after I install all that stuff, we'll fire the truck up. I'll show you what it looks like after, and we'll see how everything turns out. All right guys, so the ground is now in. I did have to take the belt back off, just the alternator, pull the alternator up just a little bit, because these little they're little like secure pins in here, just in case these bolts come loose. That'll kind of keep your alternator in place, and you just got to beat that back out just a hair just to get this to fit in through there, and then you tighten it all back down. Should be good to go. Got that all torqued down, got the line running to here to my terminal, and then now we're gonna start the truck up, make sure that belt doesn't fly off, and then we should be done with this. I already got the bottom valence back on, which in hindsight probably could have left off just in case it does fly off. Be easier to put it back on, but I'm pretty confident that it'll be okay. So let's start her up, see what she does. Looking good. Let's see if I can see down. See all the way down there, the very bottom. The AC belt's still on there, looking good. I think that'll do it, guys. Now, again, like I said, the reason I grounded out the alternator is just because I did upgrade it. I want to say it's like a 250 or something like that, 222 maybe. And I've heard if you start getting up there, you need extra grounding, or else stuff will eventually start messing up. So that's just kind of a precaution thing. Didn't really have to, but from my experiences with these trucks, you can never have too much grounding. So that's all good. Everything looks good. She's charging, so that means me putting the alternator back in was just fine. Oh yeah, she's good. All right, so we're just gonna turn that off for just a second. And I wanna show you guys these old crusty parts that I took off. Okay, so this is the AC tensioner that I pulled off. And I don't know, see if you can hear it. That's me moving it side to side. Like there's quite a bit of play in it like this. And then I mean, it feels pretty solid, I guess. Like rolling it, like it rolls okay. I don't know if it's supposed to roll that easy. I think the new one does, but I know it's not supposed to have that side to side play. So that's no good. And then, I don't know, it seems pretty loose. Like I can turn it pretty easy by hand. Same thing with this guy. And this is what I was talking about, the 3 versus 2. Like this one's got, the new one just basically has these 2 points. This whole third thing down here is gone. But then this one has 3. Now I'm not sure, I want to say this is the original one, and this part number here has been replaced by that 2 one, that 2 mounting point one, these 2. So like I said, I started the truck, it looked fine, seemed okay, but we'll find out. Like I said, everything I've read said that this got replaced by that. So, and then this pulley, I don't know, the bearings feel like they're kind of going out a little bit. I don't know if it's supposed to spin that easy either. And then this one's got quite a bit of side-to-side play too. Now, as far as the idler pulley's pretty good. It's about as good as the old one, so I'm wondering if this one hasn't been replaced before. Or it seems about as good as the new one. So, might be, I don't know, it's pretty grooved. So it might be the factory one. I don't really know of these going out too often. I know they normally start making noise when they start going out. Again, this one was quiet, but I figured I'm in there replacing all of it, may as well do it all in one shot, because this is easy enough. It's just one bolt. Throw it back in there, and then we're good to go. And then obviously, the old belts, I showed you guys these. So I think it was a pretty good idea to probably go ahead and replace all that stuff. And now all these, everything that I got here besides these terminals, I got these terminals off Amazon, I'll link them down below, but everything else I got here was from Rock Auto. And I mean, if you guys know this channel, pretty much every part that I get when it comes to like replacing stuff on the cars is from Rock Auto. Like with the Jeep, when I rebuild the Jeep, everything is coming from Rock Auto besides the headers. Those are coming from Holley Performance. So I mean, go check out Rock Auto. This is not sponsored. Rock Auto does not sponsor me. If they want to, hi Rock Auto, I'm here. But everything I got here is from Rock Auto. It's all GM genuine stuff, except the belts. The belts are Gates, just because I've heard really good things about Gates belts. So everything, all the pulleys, the tensioners, those are GM genuine, except the belts, those are Gates belts. And again, I will say, if you want to make it a whole lot easier, for the most part, I'd probably go ahead and take off that fan shroud and your intake. If you really don't care and you really don't want to mess with it, you can do it without taking that stuff off. It just saves maybe a little bit of time. Or like I said, who knows, by the time you get that stuff off, it might be about the same time. But either way, you can do it without taking that stuff off. Now, you cannot get to the AC tension without taking that skid plate off. So if you do have a Z71, I think it's the Z71 package, if you do have that, you will have to take that skid plate off. But like I said, it's 515s, they're all right there. Super easy to get off. But like I said, that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I wanted to show you, doing that. Now don't worry, I am Diablo tuning the truck. That'll be a separate video, probably the one right after this one, but I am gonna do that. I just wanted to hurry up and get the belts changed out, alternator grounded, all that good stuff before I get into all that. I want to make sure there was no slippage, nothing like that. So I am tuning it, don't worry. Will be most likely the next video I put out. So please stay tuned for that. But like I said, that's gonna wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more stuff like this with the truck, the Jeep, or if you guys want to see the silver car and the black car on the channel more, let me know. Go follow me on all my socials. All that will be in the description below. Also, if you guys go to my links below, I've got 2 really good products down there. One link is for auxedo.com. You can get really good LED lights. Pretty much all the lights on your car you can get there. And they have a whole bunch of different kinds of cars you can choose from to get, again, any kind of lights that you want. And they're really good lights too. I've got them on the black car. Most of the LEDs on the truck are Auxedo. I need to get the rest of them just because I want to replace all the old lights with new ones. Definitely Auxedo is my go-to when it comes to LED lights. And if you use my promo code down below, you can save you some money on some really good headlights. So go check them out. And also the next link is Shine Armor. Go there to get any kind of cleaning products. You guys saw I used the wax on the Jeep. It actually held up for a while. Like, it was like a week and it was raining and gross and everything. And then I think we've washed it 2 or 3 times since then. It's starting to fade off a little bit, but It's a really good product, guys. So I've actually ordered a whole bunch more stuff from them. Should be on the way. And again, use my promo code, save you guys some money on some really good car care products. Be sure to go check those out, guys. Again, save you some money. It helps out the channel too. Sorry for dragging this out. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you next time.